Hi, I'm Chef Lynn, and you're in the Flavor Secrets kitchen. I'm really excited today because I have the executive chef with me from the Bloomfield Open Hunt, Eric Ries. And Eric's going to show us how to make a beautiful three-course meal in about 25 minutes. Move over, Rachel Ray. So our salad will be?
Salad today is a Fennel Orange Salad with hearts of palm. And then we're going to go in and do a Holstein Schnitzel with a bulgur pilaf with cherries and apples. And then we're going to finish up today with a pumpkin crepe with mascarpone and fresh figs.
Awesome. Perfect for fall. So let's get started first on the salad.
Yeah. Okay, first we're going to take the fennel.
Okay, so this is fennel. It tastes like?
It tastes like anise. It's got an anise flavor. We're just going to use the bulb part here.
Okay. I'll take all the garbage. I'm the garbage girl. Trash queen.
Yep. Here.
Okay, can you use this for anything else?
Actually, I do save sometimes the tops for garnishing things, and there actually is some purposes that you could use that for. Sometimes you can chop that and use some of that in soups and things.
Okay.
I brought a mandolin today that we're going to use to slice it.
Okay. He's got the chain glove on here. That's a really good idea with the mandolin.
Be careful, yeah.
I just saw a picture on Facebook yesterday of somebody who was using their mandolin and the finger was all bandaged and bloody. And you really do have to be careful because it's razor sharp.
And this is going to allow us to actually cut this a little bit on the thin side that we probably wouldn't be able to get quite with a knife.
Can you use your food processor for that if you don't have a mandolin?
You actually could, yeah. With a thin blade, your food processor, you could.
All right, here I can take that.
Thank you.
Carefully.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, now look how thin slice that. That's the reason you want to have a mandolin. It's gorgeous.
Big bowl, we're going to start assembling the salad.
Okay. Now we have hearts of palm.
Hearts of palm.
And these are canned?
These are canned. They actually are nice because they do add a little bit of a element to the salad that we're trying to incorporate with the citrus and some of the olive oil here.
I already like the difference in texture.
Thank you. Yeah, that's I like. We're going to actually do a little bit of orange here for a garnish. So move this actually back.
Okay. Orange peel or just the orange?
We're actually just going to use the orange part for the garnish the salad, and then we're actually going to squeeze a little bit of orange juice to make the dressing for it.
I can tell you've done this before. You're getting right down to the orange, taking all the pith away. That's not as easy as it looks. But as we always talk about, he's got a really sharp knife here. Let me get all that out of your way.
And then we're going to actually slice that real thin for the garnish, and we're actually going to use another piece of orange here to squeeze for the dressing that we're going to make. The dressing is actually it's a bit of squeezed orange juice.
Sounds healthy.
Squeeze it, leave away the seed. Nice aroma to it. And then we're going to use a little olive oil.
Okay, so that's maybe a quarter, maybe a half of an orange, almost a half of an orange. And then quarter cup of olive oil.
We're going to go with a little bit of salt in there.
And is there some pepper in there? I see some dark spots.
A bit of pepper, but we're actually going to incorporate just a little bit of fresh ground pepper to the salad.
You know, if you grind your own pepper, you're already way ahead. Just if you grind your own spices, they taste so much better.
We're actually going to add that into there, and then a little bit of the parsley.
Fresh chopped parsley
that I have.
Do you double wash that or no?
I did, yep.
Okay.
Actually, I wash it, and then we actually chop it, and then we re-wring it in a towel to take a lot of the.
If you don't know how to do that, that's a really important skill to know. So go to my YouTube channel, and you can see a little video on how to double wash parsley.
Later on, we're gonna let this marinate, and then I'm gonna actually show how the plate up goes a little bit later.
Okay, so that's the whole salad right there?
I'm gonna get my orange slice, and I'm actually going to just set that in there.
Okay.
Later on, we'll do the
so we're gonna let this marinate. We're gonna take just a little break, and we'll be right back to show you the next course.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back for our quick second course. Chef Eric, you want to show us that?
Yes, we're going to start off with the bulgur pilaf here with the
bulgur wheat.
Yep, let's bulgur wheat. Yep, exactly. Okay. And I'm going to fire up the burn here.
And you put about 3/4 of a cup in a pan. It's already in there.
And then we're going to add some vegetable stock, and this is a fall vegetable stock. It's got some butternut squash in it. It's got quite a few different vegetables incorporated into there.
Into the stock.
Yeah,
so you made the stock yourself.
We did, yeah.
And you put in about
a quart? We put about a quart of stock goes in there for 3/4 of a cup of bulgur. And we're going to let this cook for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And,
do I need to set a timer? Or can we?
I think I can pretty much time it out.
Okay.
Here, yeah.
We don't want to forget.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're actually going to peel an apple for later. We're going to incorporate into this.
We got a left-handed chef here.
Yeah, we do.
You don't need one of those cores from Williams-Sonoma that does that for you?
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I do have one. Yeah. It's a lot quicker to go this route, though.
Would you use that peel for anything else? Would you save that?
Actually, I probably would just discard this, and there's not many things I could do with it.
Little garnish,
Yeah,
chop it.
It could be a garnish. Yeah, we could roll it. Probably make a little apple flower rolls out of it. But,
apple flour rolls. That's where I draw the line. I might chop it for some garnish, but I do try and use everything. Here's our
scraps.
This is tough to film with a left-handed chef. Are you ambidextrous? Can you chop with your right or no?
I used to be a little bit more ambidextrous than I am now, but more for the left-handed thing now. So.
Okay, so notice how he made the strips and then he cut across the strips to make dice, which we've talked about before.
Put that here, and we're gonna just hit it with just a touch of
lemon
juice.
Juice.
Brown up while we're working on our next item here.
Okay.
All right. The next one we're going to do is we're going to do the butternut squash and turnip, and I'm going to explain that I basically peeled all the way around on these, and then just did
this too.
Both of them I did. Yep, I did like a medium.
I hate that.
Medium dice on them. Yep.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And usually what I do
It's
up here
hard.
is when we get to the end, I actually seed that and basically use the.
Then you end up with dice. Do you want to put it over here so you can see?
Yep, exactly.
So you've got a really nice uniform dice that makes your work look a lot more professional of both the turnip and the butternut squash. Butternut squash, turnip.
And then we're going to fire this up here. And actually, what we do here is we're using a little bit of extra dark cooking maple syrup.
And you got that on a trip to New York, right?
I did when I was in New York.
I told you the dark is better to cook with.
It's a little bit more. It's thinking in the ways of your
concentration.
Yeah, exactly. And,
so I'm thinking you put maybe 1/4 cup.
It's probably about 1/4 cup in there. And then what you're doing
cooking like a chef here,
recipe.
and they're going to ask me later how much of this, how much of that.
Exactly. We do about it's about a half a teaspoon of fresh cinnamon, and then I was going to explain about we're going to use a little bit of fresh nutmeg, and this is just so much. You get so much more flavor from a fresh ground nutmeg, and there's just quite an aroma to it.
That's a great idea to use a microplaner. I usually use a box grater or sometimes a microplaner. Or I have if you want to spend $40, you can get a beautiful gadget like this. And just go like this, and the nuts are inside it.
Actually, for this recipe, we incorporate two tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
And then as that kind of melts down, that'll create like a little bit of a spice syrup basically that we're going to cook these off in.
That sounds good.
Actually, now we'll incorporate our vegetables in there.
So we've got maybe a cup.
About a cup of each is what we'd like to go with here.
Turnip and squash.
And if you could grab me just a little bit of water, we're going to incorporate about a half cup of water into this.
Right now, or?
Yeah, we'll put it in. We'll give them a quick glaze.
If you don't want to flip it like that, if you're scared, you can use a wooden spoon. And a little bit of water. Oh, that looks delicious.
And then we're going to cover this.
How long will we cook this?
This is about 15-20 minutes in there to cook down.
Okay, so about the same time as the we have left on the bulgur wheat, right?
Yep. Exactly.
You want that on simmer?
Yep,
okay, good.
We want to simmer. And then next up, we're going to start our preparation for the actual veal dish that we're going to do, which is the veal Holstein.
Oh, this is the side that goes with. Oh, this is part of the main.
Yeah, part of the main that's going to go with that.
All right,
veal dish.
so we'll be right back with the veal.
Thank you.
So just as a reminder, we've got our bulgur wheat cooking, 20 minutes, 3/4 cup of bulgur wheat with about 1/4 of stock, whatever kind of stock. He had a special stock, but if you just want to use chicken stock, you can do that too. We've got our turnip and squash cooking, and now we'll see what we do with the veal. And I think it has something to do with this little pounder, which is a little bit bigger than the one I have at home.
Actually, I keep mentioning veal, but it's pork tenderloin.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, pork
right,
tenderloin.
we're doing pork tenderloin. Yeah. Pork schnitzel.
And what I did was I actually took our Ziploc bag here and used the pork
a piece of pork. So this is a piece of pork tenderloin that turned into this huge
like a medallion.
piece
of
actually, schnitzel.
That's 2 pieces, but
okay.
Just wanted to kind of show how you'd actually pound this out in we pound it out in a Ziploc bag here. And what we're going to do with it is just give it a light seasoning with our salt and pepper.
So the reason to pound it in a bag is just so that the juices don't fly all over your kitchen.
Exactly.
And did you use this side or did you use the flat side?
Actually the flat side. And a lot of people don't realize, but that's
this will really tear it up.
Tear some holes in it, so we use the flat side on it. And what we're doing is just going right into our flour, which has already been seasoned also. And we've got our pan on, heating up with a little bit of butter and olive oil in it. So we've got about a tablespoon of olive oil and about the same in the butter, about a tablespoon of butter.
Okay, so we're dipping it in all-purpose flour.
All-purpose flour. Then we went into just a touch of egg and milk. And then we're going to go into it's a seasoned breadcrumb that we're using. It's actually a panko type crumb, and it's got some seasonings in it, which is just a touch of parsley and a few salt and pepper and herbs in there.
Okay, and panko is a Japanese breadcrumb that doesn't have any taste. It's just crunchy. So it's a good idea to put some herbs in there. That looks great.
Yeah. And then we're going to take and go into our pan.
Turned it down just a little bit because it was scaring me.
Yeah. You want a good hot pan when you do this pork.
Okay, so he's just dropped that into a really hot pan, and we're going to let it cook away. Here's what it looks like in the hot pan.
I just want to give them a hand.
Okay. The wheat is thickening up. And what's next? What's up next?
Okay, next up will be the, we're going to actually show where we're going to do the accompaniments for this whole this dish, which is, we're going to do some fresh sage.
Fresh sage, yum.
And then we'll start another pan over here, which is just a touch of butter for the fried egg that we're going to do.
Get it hot?
Yeah, we'll get that hot. And then we're going to actually garnish it with some anchovies, capers, a little bit of lemon.
This will go on the plate later.
This is going to go on the plate later, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And then we're going to keep an eye as our veal gets to a point where we can actually turn it.
Okay.
And it would be.
Is it ready?
Getting close now. Yeah, I think that we could probably flip that.
All right, we'll flip that, and we'll be right back to show you the dessert, right?
Yep.
And then we'll show you how to plate the whole thing all together.
Thank you.
Now here's my favorite part, dessert. What is this dessert called again?
Actually, we're doing a pumpkin crepe with mascarpone, fresh green figs, and just a touch of honey and balsamic vinegar glaze.
Sounds good.
Yep.
I'm feeling lucky today. Get to eat it.
So we've got a pan heating up here with just a touch of oil spray to it. Yep, exactly.
Or you could use a spray of olive oil if you don't like the pan sprays, right?
Teflon pan, so that will help us with the sticking of it.
So a non-stick pan.
Non-stick pan, you're just going to put just a touch of the batter in here.
Okay.
And then there's a technique to kind of roll this thing around. And I actually made this batter yesterday so that it would have a chance for the gluten to kind of dissipate from it.
Just like pancakes. You know, you have to make pancake batter ahead and then let it sit at least a half an hour. Exactly. I never let it sit a whole day, but why not? You could. And what's in this pancake batter?
This is actually a crepe batter that we made. It's got start with a cup of flour and then incorporate a little bit of olive oil, which is about 3/4 of or 2/3 of a cup, 2/3 of a cup of milk, and 2/3 of a cup of water.
Awesome.
And then we stir it all together and we incorporate 4 eggs into that.
That means beat them in.
Exactly.
Incorporated
just a touch of pumpkin pie spice to it.
Ooh.
And just
like out of a can?
I did do canned pumpkin, but you could definitely work with fresh on this would be great. I incorporated.
Would that be sweet enough if you had fresh? Because the canned is
what I did with this one
spiced.
was I incorporated a little bit of cinnamon sugar, and we're gonna make a couple of them. So.
Yeah, you know what? My first one never comes out.
Yeah, it just seems with the way the pan is.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's do another one. See, it even happened to him. But honestly, my first crepe never comes out. I always pitch it in the sink, and then it's like, then your pan is perfectly coated and ready to make the crepe. Yours are really, really thin. I like that batter recipe because they're really thin. You want me to watch this?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then you go on.
Okay. And then I'm going to talk about we bought some fresh green figs, and we're actually going to take the top off, and we're going to quarter these.
Quartering the fresh figs. And where do you get fresh figs?
Actually, I was able to pick these up at a local market. There was quite a few of them there, so I'm sure that at this point I didn't see any of the black figs, but the green figs, there's plenty of supply right now.
Do you like black figs better?
I do actually like the mission figs. These also work very well for this recipe. We're going to incorporate that balsamic.
Do you eat the whole thing, the outside and the inside?
Yeah, you can skin the whole thing through.
I always do them this way. I pick them up. Oh, it didn't work.
Didn't work with the,
No, I messed one up. You got to do it again. It doesn't work like my crepes.
Spray maybe, yeah.
A little more spray, okay.
Yeah.
Careful not to spray on the fire.
Okay.
Here, I'll take that. No, I mean your can.
The can, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to let you do it this time because I messed it up. I can do the swirly part. This batter is incredibly thin. There you go.
You're going to incorporate a little bit of
Mascarpone,
yeah.
Okay. A couple big
about a half cup there.
dabs of it.
Just a little bit of honey, which is fairly thick.
Do you have a preference for a type of honey?
This is just a regular amber honey. There's a lot of great honeys out there right now.
Yeah.
Darker.
I bought actually some wonderful ones at Eastern Market in downtown Detroit. You're just forcing the honey and the mascarpone together. How about this crepe? It's doing okay. Okay, I can handle this one. I can see this one worked. Yeah, it's a little thicker, just a little bit. You had that other one too thin for me.
Yep.
Here's the garbage.
Yep.
All right, next.
Okay, next up will be the...
Do you want this piece of patty pan?
Actually, what I'm going to do is kind of probably flip it onto there so that I can go over with the filling.
Okay. Do you think I can? No,
yeah,
I can't.
I
can't grab it. Okay, you do it.
See a little browner? Yeah.
Okay, so if you're making these for dinner service, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Once we get them going. One more start.
And you don't care if that's...
That's okay.
Okay, oh, I turned this off, sorry. I can do the swirly part.
Yeah, do it a little quicker.
I'm a swirly girl. There we go.
So we have another pan on here for fried egg for
our
schnitzel dish.
So he melted some butter in there and then set it off to the side with the burner on, and that caused the butter to brown just a tiny little bit. You don't want your butter to brown too much.
Okay, we're just gonna
Looks good.
Okay, yeah, and then actually we're gonna check our bulgur pilaf, which looks like it's coming.
Okay, I'll bring it to you.
Together very nicely.
Very nicely.
They're coming.
Yep.
And then what we're going to do.
So our pilaf, see how it's thickened up there? Looks pretty good. There's just a little bit of water, so we turn the heat off.
We're turning the heat off. We're actually we have some dried cherries and some apples here that we're going to incorporate.
So the dried cherries and the apple get mixed in with the bulgur wheat.
Exactly.
I'll stir that.
Yep. That way.
Okay.
Your vegetables are.
Our vegetables are thickening up.
Season our egg here.
Salt and pepper on the egg. Do I take this off?
Yep.
Oh man, you could smell the caramelization here. Yummy. I'm going to go over here and grab a wooden spoon. Should I mix this up?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm mixing all of this thick caramelization into the turnip and squash. Yummy, 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 yummy. This is where it starts to get hairy when you're on the hotline, when everything's happening at once. And it's okay that it's brown, right? It's supposed to be.
Yeah, we're supposed to be.
A little bit of caramelization.
Going to incorporate a little bit more butter into there.
You're going to melt a little butter in there. Salt and pepper and lemon.
Just a touch of lemon was in there.
All right, yummy. Your egg's going nuts over there. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Got a lot of butter in there with that egg.
Yeah, we're going to use that to actually do our sage butter for veal.
Woo! This is a special meal here. You might have to watch this again. I might have to too. To be able to do it at home. Are you going to flip that?
Yeah, we're going to.
Okay, I'm going to back up.
I'm going to leave it actually. We're going to do it up today. So we're just going to let that. We're actually going to turn the pan off and just let that finish up in there with that sage.
So you put the raw sage in there so that it would cook a little bit?
Exactly. And when using fresh herbs, you try to incorporate them later in the process. And we're actually going to get capers in there.
So they won't get all brown and goopy and icky and whatever.
Pretty much there.
My husband's going to love that because of the capers. He's a caper man. Okay, now see, our crepes are fine now. It's just the first couple.
Had to get warmed up a
seasoned.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Just cook the crepes cylinder.
Okay, now how do we put this together?
How to put this together? We're going to take that mascarpone,
which was mixed with honey.
Mixed with honey, exactly. Yeah. And we have enough there for about. Give or take 2. We're going to put a fair amount in.
And then carefully roll it up.
Roll it, and then we'll just let that sit until we get to where we're going to present the crepe.
Okay. So we're finished making the dessert basically. Everything's ready. Everything's ready. Now all we have to do is put it all together. And we'll be back in just a second to do that.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of components here. I'm sure that everyone's really eager to see how they go together. So let's plate this up.
Okay, we're going to start with the salad here, the fennel here. It's already marinated in the vinaigrette here.
It's always interesting to watch a chef present something because you can see how he pays such close attention to what goes where.
Slices of orange. We're going to do 3 on the plate here. And then just top that with the...
You often see an odd number of things. Is there a reason for that?
I think that just makes the plate look more complete. Sometimes when you have like 4 or 5 on a plate, it just doesn't look correct. But I think that with that, then we'll do just a touch of grated black pepper.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's our.
Is this something you serve at the club?
This is something that definitely we would serve at the club. It's it's a fennel and orange salad, perfect for.
Fennel and orange salad with
hearts of palm.
Right. And are these dishes you use at the club?
No, actually, those are dishes that I'd probably use more at home.
More at home?
But we do some nice presentations on exotic plates and things like that at the club too.
Yeah, and the colors are perfect with this salad, and it's perfect, as you said, for fall. Okay, now our main course.
Yeah, our main course is the veal here. We'll actually start out with probably first here with the bulgur
wheat
pilaf
yummy.
Made with the cherries and fresh apples.
And while we were off camera, he did put a little extra salt and pepper in there. Be sure and taste everything before you serve it to your guests so that you know exactly what they will experience. Okay, so we got our pilaf.
Next up will actually be, we're going to get this nice veal or pork schnitzel.
Pork schnitzel. We both keep wanting to say veal, which is a good point because you can make that with chicken, you can make it with veal, you can make it with pork. Those are the 3 main things, right?
Yeah, it's in turkey. I mean, it's quite a dish all over the world, really, when you think about it. And then we've got our vegetables here. And just want to show that they're glazed, caramelized in that maple syrup. And so you've got the butternut squash, and you've got the turnips.
So it's going to have a real sweet taste, right?
It should with maple syrup. You've got the accents of, and then on top, traditional garnish for this Holstein dish is capers. And then we have just a touch of sage in here that
so we don't want to miss out on that.
Butter, and that kind of coats that dish. And then traditional garnish is actually to do a couple of anchovies on top.
Oh my gosh!
Keep it within tradition of the way the dish is.
Okay, when you say Holstein, that means
Holstein with the fried egg, a la Holstein, which was invented for a gentleman in Berlin, Germany. And it was a dish that a chef came up with over there for him. And,
Okay.
It's a history on it, but
So his name was Holstein.
Holstein, exactly.
Is that where the cow comes from? Did he raise cows?
No, I believe it was just he was just a high-end client for a Berlin restaurant. The chef came up with this dish for him. So
Awesome.
I actually was pretty neat to research it and see where the dish actually originated. But it's something.
Was
that
he a rather
seen.
portly gentleman? This is a big serving.
It is.
But the thing I want to point out though is you saw the small piece of pork that was used to make the schnitzel, and it was pounded out so big. So it's you're really not getting that many.
We literally have probably about 5 ounces of protein here, and a good serving of bulgur and vegetables here. So when you look at it, I mean, we're kind of trying to stay within fall flavors, but incorporating that into this Holstein dish. So
okay, so we'll set that right by the salad, and here's our dessert. So what he's done so far is just put the crepes on the plate, and that's just the center of the crepe running out because it's hot.
We've got that kind of warm fat there, and then we're going to garnish this with the fresh green figs, which is right here, and then we have the balsamic glaze.
A little bit of balsamic glaze, and you can buy this in any store. It's a very thick balsamic,
available. And you can also do it yourself by just taking some balsamic in the pan and reducing it down until it gets to a syrup. And there's a lot of flavored ones out there too. I mean, you can get anything from fig to there's just tons of infused. Oh,
lots of flavored ones. Like I've had strawberry and apricot, etc., etc.
Exactly it. Yeah. And that's the figs, Mascarpone Crepes with pumpkin.
Pumpkin, you must be from around here.
Yeah,
pumpkin.
I love pumpkin in the fall for desserts and for some breakfast things too, like
for everything.
Pumpkin pancakes and things. Just nice fall flavor that we have. So.
Well, I think the members of the Bloomfield Open Hunt Club are eating very, very well. And thank you so much for showing us this gorgeous dinner. I really appreciate your coming by. Eric Ries from the Bloomfield Open Hunt Club. I'm Chef Lynn. Enjoy.